The day is January 8th, 2025, and it starts my final semester of grad school. So exciting and daunting to say. I just put all of my due dates for the semester into my planner, and now that they're all in there, I realize how fast this is all gonna go. So let's montage this crap.
Now my printer decides it wants to print what I asked it to print hours ago. Here I am once again, not knowing what I'm going to do. But this time I actually have to say, this is what I can do with what I just spent the last couple of years on. So
We're just going to be fully honest about how all of this stuff works. I've already had one time where I'm like, is this going to happen? And, like, I'm questioning whether or not I'm going to graduate, even though there's really no reason to question whether or not I'm going to graduate. But it's literally just because there are parts of the way that my capstone functions that I'm not fully sure if it's going to happen. Because it's like, I feel like I'm going to mess up somewhere. Which, you know, humans, mistakes, happens. Yes. I got my bachelor's degree in 2015, and here we are, 2025, and I'm getting my master's. And yet, I'm still watching web series while working on homework. Some things don't change. And I think I might have an idea, and I don't know how well this is going to work. I actually have started an email to my advisor to see what she thinks, if it could be beneficial. My idea is to create a personal marketing plan, which sounds self-absorbed and pompous and all sorts of other words that basically boil down to being selfish. And here's the thing, is I'm getting a master's degree in integrated studies. The number one question I get is, well, what can you do with that? Well, that's kind of the purpose of this project, this final thing that I have to do where you get to say, yes, I can have my degree, is explain to you what it is that I can do with it. So why not create a marketing plan for myself, which uses skills that I learned from multiple classes. It is March 10th, and I'm actually getting somewhere in creating a document. And this is, you know, it's nice, it's pretty, and this is my working title. I'm at least getting somewhere. I'm supposed to have a rough draft in like a week. Not like this Friday, but the next Friday I'm supposed to turn it in. And so, I mean, I have a lot more than I thought I would, and we're slowly but surely continuing to add more things as I'm figuring out what all I need to make sure I put in my document. I mean, I've made a marketing plan before, but it wasn't for me personally, and I think that's a level of dauntingness. That's not a word, but it's a daunting task in the sense of when it comes to marketing myself, I still feel very unsure and I have no confidence. I'm fully confident in what I can do, but I'm not confident in how I can convince somebody else that I can do it. So that's a lack of confidence on my part, which, you know, cool, we get to rediscover confidence in another way. Like I mentioned multiple times in my recap and like reflection of my 20s, you know, I don't know that there's ever a time in life probably that we're not going to be reevaluating our confidence levels. So here we are. It's the final week. Today is the 12th. I'm giving my presentation on the 17th. My anxiety levels have dropped since actually knowing my date and time, which I only found out last week. But I've never not been anxious or nervous about doing a presentation. It does not matter how much I prepare or how confident I am in the information. I am just always nervous, and I mean, I managed to survive Rodney Bailey's public speaking class in undergrad, even though I don't remember most of it. not the actual like instructional part, like me actually giving the speeches. Public speaking's not ever really been my best friend. We're barely acquaintances, if we're being fully honest, which always seems to surprise people because they know I do this. But talking to a camera by yourself with nobody else around is completely different than having to talk in front of people. I know it'll be fine, but I'm still mildly stressing. I am leaving work a little earlier than I normally do on a Thursday because it's presentation day. And I'm feeling nervous. I don't know that there's ever been a presentation that I've ever done that I'm not nervous about. So it's on par. But I'm nervous. I can feel like the buzz of the nervous, anxious energy like pulsing through. And I'm gonna try and see what I can do to get it out, but also make sure that I'm ready for my presentation. That is 2 hours from now. All right, I finished, and it took me, I was on the call for about 20 minutes, so here's to hoping. Now we wait. There were probably aspects I could have gone into further, but it's okay. They said it was a great presentation, so I feel good about that. So I have passed my final presentation, survived it. Last clip would have shown you that I wasn't sure that I was going to. Not that, it's, again, one of the things where it's like, I felt confident that it was going to happen, but at the same time, there's still that little voice that's like, but will you? But will you? So now I'm trying to wrap up my final documents that are turned out and watching Jack State baseball because that's what I have. And what would I be doing, and would I be me if I did not celebrate the end of a semester with baseball? But that's it for me. I will see you next video.